Welcome to another edition of SGFFL Weekly, a playoff edition. I'm your host, Scott Gross, and I'm also a member. Well, much like 15 of the other teams in the league, I'm a little under the weather this week. We have 4 teams advancing to the league semifinals, and all 4 of those teams are league champions. Now, it didn't come easy, as one of those league champions, Erin News Red Devils, went right down to the wire with our very own Gabe Stott's New Orleans nemesis. Let's go down to Ma's Yellin' Lair for football for Gabe Stott's reaction on his close bout with the Red Devils.
My thoughts right now? Really? Here you go, commish. It's just bullshit in my life. Hate snow more than I did whatever back then. Where you're at.
Nice punt there, Gabe. Now, with the spoils of defeat comes a sweet taste of victory. Let's now talk to the owner of the Red Devils, Erin New, with his reactions on his big quarterfinals win.
I mean, with Peyton Manning and Eric Decker was a pretty good combination. I basically went all in on wide receivers this year. I really didn't even worry about running back. I ended up picking up Darren Sproles, who's kind of a hit or miss guy. He might get you 1 point or 2 points, and then a couple times he's had a 15-point game for me. But I went all in heavy on receivers and a quarterback. Decker's been producing a good scoring tight end in Vernon Davis. Yeah, I expect it to be there. I mean, Final Four, you win 2 weeks and you got it all. Obviously, I'll get Decker and Peyton going, and basically, I've been living and dying by him. And if he, and now I'm thinking, as I look at, he gets closer to that 50 touchdown record that Brady set, I think in '08. It just does nothing but help me because they're throwing on first and goal, or first down on the 1 yard line. They almost throw every time. I think he's eyeing that up, and between those two, he probably wants that as much as any. But so I think he's going to keep producing. And as long as I get that, I get a score here and there out of maybe Vernon Davis or Vincent Jackson. He's been kind of quiet lately, but he's also can put up big numbers. It should be, unless somebody scores 60, 65, I should be able to win.
Great to hear from you, Erin. Now, again, we are in the league semifinals, and the final 4 teams are all division winners. Let's take a look at our matchups. We have Donovan Dyker's Big D's Dynasty, the number 4 seed, taking on Kyle and Nathan Stump's K&N Friends, the number 1 seed. In our second matchup, it'll be Erin News Red Devils rising to the surface to take on Nate Schaefbauer's Hurt Locker. Those are the seeds 3 and number 2. Let's send it back down to Ma's Yellin' Lair for football. For Gabe Stott's reaction, Gabe, who do you like in the league semifinals?
My picks to win? Fuck it. That's my pick to win. Fantasy football sucks.
Totally understand how you feel there, Gabe. Sometimes words just can't explain a rough defeat. Let's take a look now at what's going on in the consolation bracket. Now, all of these teams were drawn randomly, and there's no rhyme or reason to who's playing who. Let's take a look at the random drawing here and the matchups we're going to have in the round 1 of the consolation playoffs. Now, these teams, in no specific order, will be going up against one another. Let's take a look at the first matchup here. We see Gabe Stott's New Orleans nemesis. They will take on Trevor Gross's TBG's BVDs. They will be matched up against the winner of Jason Gross's J-City Jayhawks versus Robert Kimmon's Bert's Badasses. On to our next bracket. Bob Polkamp's Lastrup Swamp Dogs will take on Doug Dickman's East-West Connection, and the winner of that matchup will be matched up against Lonnie Gross's Hillman Chiefs as they take on Scott Specker's Skippyville Express. So those are the 8 teams vying for a $50 prize at the end of the season to kind of keep their season going. Let's now take a look at what's going on in the toilet bowl. Again, we had 2 pods of 4 teams. We had Group A and Group B. Let's take a look at the standings right now in Group A. We see Brian Stump and Nick Schaefbauer's team thumpers bumpers right now. They're 2-0, and actually there is no way anybody can catch thumpers bumpers as they already have 2 wins. They've already knocked off Boston and the MILF, so there is no way that those 2 teams can catch by way of head-to-head tiebreaker. Thumpers Bumpers will be moving on to the Toilet Bowl Championship. They will take on the winner of Pool B, and right now, that winner will be the matchup between the Scott City Seminoles and Derek Dickman's Bad Boys. Both of these 2 teams are 2-0 in the second pod. There is no way that Jake Perkins' Cami Killers or Kurt Browsen's St. Paul Subluxations can catch them. So the winner of Scott City and the Bad Boys will be down in the Toilet Bowl next weekend to take on Thumpers Bumpers for the first overall pick and a $50 cash prize. Well, that'll do it for this week of SGFFL Weekly, live from Scott Studios. Hope you enjoyed the program, and next week we'll have our championship series. We'll be down to the semifinals in the consolation. We'll be down to the championship game in the Toilet Bowl, and we'll have our championship in the SGFFL Super Bowl as well. Stay tuned for an exciting climax to the 2013 season. Until then, play hard.